Good afternoon, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I thought today was Sunday, but it is Monday. We had really nice weather for today. It was like in the 60s, although it was windy out because I think a cold front was like moving through, so it was like the afternoon, I don't know, sometime around like 7 o'clock. Well, actually at 6 o'clock it started getting dark, and I was like, oh, like that's weird. I turned my light on in my room. I didn't really realize that it wasn't getting dark because it was like late out. It was getting dark because there was a cloud like overhead, and then like about 10 or 15 minutes later it was gone and got all sunny again. Then again, sun sets around, I don't know, 7 maybe or something like that. So yeah, what's Charlie doing over there? He just buried his head in the blankets and then like didn't even care. Anyways, so yeah, but it's supposed to be cold tomorrow. It's just barely not going to make it into the 50s. I think it's supposed to be a high of 49 tomorrow. But then after that, after tomorrow, I think I was telling you guys it's supposed to get back up into like being 50s and 60s and stuff like that. I actually think literally right after that it's supposed to go back to being in the 60s, and then it's supposed to kind of hang out like 50s and 60s. And it looks like that for pretty much the next week, at least into like next week too, which is really cool. But again, it started raining and it's been raining kind of off and on, but actually the lights were flickering because it was like super windy out, which it was like a little windy during the day, which made it a little cooler out, but then in the afternoon it got real windy, and like I said, the lights actually started flickering, and I was like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, it's like windy outside. And then shortly after that it started raining. So I think it's like been kind of off and on, but it's supposed to rain. I think my dad was actually saying for like the next 4 days pretty much, because he was I didn't even know that the flower beds outside needed to be weeded, and he was like, so do you want to do that today? And I was like, well, the thing is, I've been waking up late, guys. I've been going to bed early. Like last night, I think I fell asleep by midnight, like, or like 12:30 or something like that. I actually fell asleep pretty early. I woke up super late, and the thing was, I was actually up at 8 o'clock, and then I fell back asleep for like another like 2 hours. Like until like, I think it was actually like almost 10:30 that I ended up getting up. So I was up like actually, I slept in like really late, especially for going to bed pretty early. So that stunk, but yeah, I wasn't up really early, so I wasn't obviously super prepared to be going outside and getting like, you know, the stuff that I needed to get done. And like nobody had said anything to me either earlier, and like, I don't know, normally like I remember doing some yard work maybe in April, like over the last few years, and I don't know, like I guess I did, maybe, but like I really remember May was kind of like the prime time to really start getting like gardening stuff done. You know, because again, it just snowed a few days ago, but you know, the ground isn't frozen or anything, so I guess we could, but like, you know, more like the weeding, because at this point, like there's like, the weeds are just like little like things, or there's just like one big one and like that's it. You know, and so like the plants are still like just barely starting to come up, so I don't want to like disturb them either. You know, so I don't know, I haven't, like I said, really been out there, other than I went to the backyard a few weeks ago, that really nice day when when we were in quarantine, and went out there and cleared out all of the dead stuff that was like, had died off last, you know, season. And so I'd already done that and pulled up a lot of the stuff in the backyard, but then my dad was like, oh, like, you know, you could get to that today and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I wasn't planning on it, and I was not prepared, and if I would have gotten up a little earlier maybe and stuff, but and then on top of that too, my dad he has enough, I think we can add maybe 2 more beds right now, 2 more garden beds for our fruit and vegetable. Well, I don't know that we're really doing that much fruit, but more vegetable gardens. And so those will be, I think, like I said, I think he can add 2. We have 3 right now. And so it's uneven and lopsided. We've got 2 on one side and 1 on the other, and I just really want it to be even. And so the fact that he has 2 more to do, I was like, so we'll have 5 beds instead of like 6. Can we just make it like even number? But those will go in, and we can most likely plant some of our spring plants because they're doing really good right now, guys. And then the other thing too is that my dad like over the next, I think, few days, since he won't be able to get to any outside work, because like he weed whacked today. I think he weed whacked yesterday in the backyard, or a few days ago maybe in the backyard. Matthew mowed the lawn in the backyard, like, so all of our sort of like yard work has been getting done. But now that, like I said, it's supposed to rain pretty much over the rest of the week, like that my dad's gonna be home because he was home for 2 weeks, and then I believe he's going back to work with my dad. Like, it'll be probably raining most likely over the next, you know, throughout the rest of the week. When he's home, he probably won't get to a whole lot more outside work, which stunk though, because last week it was snowing one day or whatever, so I felt like he didn't get to a lot of outside stuff, you know, over the 2 weeks that he was off. But I showed you guys though, I think yesterday's vlog, there was a lot of the kitchen was pretty much primed, and they have the paint now to paint the kitchen. I don't know what color, I don't know what they're doing, I don't know if they just have the stuff to paint the cabinets or whatnot's going on. But my only thing is, I'm like, okay guys, we're stuck in quarantine right now, and like the fact that we're trying to like paint the cabinets on top of everything else, we have to move everything obviously out of the cabinets pretty much to paint, you know, or take the doors off or whatever. But still, like, even if you take the doors off, you still have to paint like the cabinets. I mean, granted, like, we're probably not painting on the inside of them that I know of, but like, you know, just painting the outsides and everything is like, we're still gonna have to most likely take all the stuff out of the cabinets. And I was like, okay, and right now with 5 people being crammed in our, you know, not huge house, we have a, you know, average sized house, I guess, maybe a little bit more on the smaller side, but it's a 3-bedroom with a bonus room, but we only have 1 bathroom. And the bonus room is Matthew and Jack's room, and the 3rd bedroom has a door that goes outside to the backyard. So that used to be my room. And I was always scared sleeping in there when I was little, because I was like, what if somebody tries to like come in through the back door? We had an alarm on our back door because, like I said, I was just a little like scared. The only time anything spooky ever happened was one time my grandma somehow got locked out of the house, and she came and knocked on the back door because she thought that she knew that I would at least be awake like in my room, or if not, I'd at least hear it, because everybody else was like asleep in their rooms. So that freaked me out though. It wasn't like that late. I actually think I was still awake, but I heard somebody knocking on the back door and I was like, oh my gosh, who is it? And I quick ran into her room to go and tell her, because it was where my parents' room is now. And I ran in there and I was like, Grandma, somebody's at the back door. And I was like, Grandma? Wait. And then I was like, oh, it's starting to make sense now. And I looked actually to see if the front door was locked, like, and could see from like when I walked back out in the hallway. And I was like, oh, it is locked. And I was like, she must have been outside and somebody locked her out. So I went out there and she's like, no, Kayla, it's me. Like, when she heard me yelling for her. And I was like, oh, okay, all of this makes sense now. So that was the only time anything ever happened. It was always just a little spooky having that like back door. So that's my mom's office now, which is also too, it was always weird too, because like if you wanted to go in the backyard, like you had to walk through somebody's room, like my room, to like go outside. So like parties and stuff like that, my room always had to be really clean if we were like having an outside party or whatever, because people would go through the back door into my room, you know, or through my room, you know, to get outside or whatever, to go to the bathroom, you know, if they were coming in. So like it was always really weird. But it used to be an office, then it was my room for a little while, and it went to Matthew and Jack were in there for maybe about a year or 2, and then it was my mom's office again. So now it's a little bit more of like, I feel like acceptable for like, you know, being able to like go through it, you know, like for parties and stuff like that. It was, my mom had it as like a sitting room for a while before she kind of turned it back into her office again, but it was kind of always still like her office sort of space. So yeah, guys, anyways, I don't know where I was going with the whole thing, but I completely lost my train of thought where this whole thing has started out. I don't know what I was talking about. Earlier I was talking about like outside and like getting yard work done and stuff like that, and now, like I said, I don't even remember what I was saying before I started before I started telling you guys about my my backdoor bedroom experience. But yeah, I feel like it's just like my grandmother, like leave it to her to find out a way. Like she got locked out of the house somehow. Like I don't know what she was doing. Like she went outside for something, and then like I said, my dad must have, or my mom must have locked the front door and like not realized that she was outside, and she ended up getting locked out, and it spooked me. So yeah, anyways guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.